Netflix's The Night Agent certainly stands out as a slick spy thriller. Oh well, who knew that an FBI agent who spends his days waiting for a hotline to ring would get a fateful call that would change his life? Season 1, through our protagonist Peter Sutherland, head first into many dangerous twists and conspiracies. He also got a girl by his side, tech hacker Rose Larkin. They run for their lives, and between dodging assassins and uncovering the identity of a White House mole, they fall for each other. If you need a refresher on what happened in Season 1, we've got you covered. The Night Action. FBI agent Peter Sutherland is stuck in a desk job in the basement of the White House. Among his basic administrative tasks, he's responsible for monitoring a barely used emergency phone line, the Night Action, that undercover operatives can call when they're in trouble. How often does this happen? Almost never. Peter sees his assignment as a punishment for a past incident in which he was branded a suspicious hero during a subway bombing. His father, a disgraced FBI agent accused of treason, doesn't help his case. But Peter's monotonous life is turned upside down when he answers a call from Rose Larkin, who until recently was enjoying a retreat after her cybersecurity company went bust. She has just witnessed the murder of her aunt and uncle. Following her uncle's last instructions, she calls the helpline number. Tension builds as Peter guides Rose to safety while she is being hunted. He has been tasked by the president's chief of staff, Diane Farr, to keep Rose safe. This isn't just any chase. Cold-blooded assassins Dale and Ellen are on their trail. It's also a matter of national security, with corruption running deep within the government. To make things even more complicated, people close to Peter may be at the center of the crisis, and it all links back to his past. The conspiracy unfolds. As Peter digs deeper, he uncovers a conspiracy within the US government. It turns out that his own colleagues are secretly involved in a dangerous plot to manipulate political power at the presidential level. Let's break down his discovery. Rose's uncle and aunt had been tasked by President Michelle Travers to investigate the subway bombing. Peter and Rose also find an encrypted hard drive containing key information. As they unravel the web of deceit, things get even darker. Meanwhile, Deputy Director of the FBI Jamie Hawkins is found dead. His widow reveals that he had been investigating the truth behind the bombing. Yeah, there are too many layers to this. It all began with Navy SEAL turned businessman Gordon Wick and Vice President Ashley Redfield. They hired a former military man named Colin, who had a history of substance abuse, to carry out the bombing. It was an elaborate ruse to assassinate a foreign political leader, Omar Zadar. The plan was to kill Zadar while he was at a coffee shop on the metro line. Had the bomb gone off as planned, it would have shaken the government. But Peter intervened, and Zadar survived. This set off a chain of events that spiraled out of control, the big cover-up. As expected, self-preservation takes priority for the evil. Redfield convinces Farr that it's in the White House's best interest to keep his deadly plan under wraps. Farr's moral compass is compromised, and she ends up working with Wick and Redfield to cover up everyone's involvement, minimize threats, and ensure there are scapegoats ready to take the fall. Peter, naturally, is set up to be the fall guy once Rose's aunt and uncle are eliminated. Meanwhile, Redfield's daughter Maddie becomes entangled in the sinister game. She is seduced by her art teacher, who is connected to the subway bombing plot. However, Colin shoots him and kidnaps Maddie, despite the best efforts of her security detail, including Secret Service agent Chelsea Arrington. Why? To teach her father a lesson. Redfield had killed Colin's identical twin brother Mateo after the bombing in order to tie up loose ends. Just because the attack failed to kill the target doesn't mean the middleman will not be harmed, right? Losing his brother drives Colin mad, and he assumes Mateo's identity to exact revenge. Eventually, Maddie is rescued. Along the way, there are plenty of killings. Peter kills Dale, Ellen kills Colin, and Rose kills Ellen. You get the idea. In his final act, Redfield tries to orchestrate another assassination, this time targeting both Zadar and President Travers at Camp David. Diane Farr is wounded by Redfield's dirty agents, but Maddie refuses to be complicit in her father's plans and insists on leaving the panic room. In the end, Peter and Rose save the day, even as a second bomb threatens the presidential helicopter, Marine One. With the dust settling, Peter discovers that his father was indeed a double agent and that his death was orchestrated. He also gets promoted to field agent. Rose comes into her own as well. They make a great team and a great couple. For those who have muddied political waters, the day of reckoning is yet to come with a trial. But that's a story for Season 2. Remember, the night is still full of secrets. Time for the next call.